our opponent takes money. This is his team. You can see right here, Anadarko, Charles Schwab, Blue Cross, Conoco, British Petroleum, Pfizer. This is our opponent's team. You are our team. Yeah, but Jay Norton's team too. This is the Republicans all take this money as well. And that's why Washington's broken, is because both parties, unfortunately, are taking this kind of money. They're taking money and they're representing the people that brought them to the dance, these corporations. We have to change it, and there's really only one way to change it, and that's to elect people who don't take the money. I've been walking precincts, and I talk to people, and unfortunately, a lot of people still haven't made up their mind. In fact, some of them say, well, who's running?
Right, yeah.
And I say, well, Andrew Romanoff is running. His opponent's Michael Bennett. The reason I'm supporting Andrew is because he's the only person in the race, Democrat or Republican, who's not taking corporate money. Washington is run by moneyed interests right now. It's not helping us, it's helping them. It's helping those corporate interests. There's only one way to change it. It's for us to elect someone who doesn't take that money. And they all say, yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to vote for Andrew. You can put up a yard sign. I can't tell you how many times just that argument, it takes 1 minute to say it. It takes 1 minute to say it, and you convince somebody. Washington is run by moneyed interests. Everybody agrees with that.
Yep.
The only way to change it is by electing people that don't take the money. That makes sense to people. Andrew's the only person who's not taking the money. So it's a fairly simple argument. This convinces people because it works, and it also feels just. It feels right. It feels moral. It feels like the right thing to do to elect people that don't take this money because you want them to represent us. So it's an argument that will get most of the people you talk to vote for Andrew. I knocked on one door today, and a guy says to me, well, my wife's supporting Andrew, but you don't have my vote. And I said, why not? Are you a lobbyist? And I'm a Republican. I said, well, you should still vote for Andrew. I said, what do you think about this financial regulation? He says, I'm against regulations. I said, so you think that all the banks and everything that AIG and all JP Morgan Chase, all my opponent's team, they should all have just gone bankrupt? Do you think that would have been a good thing? He says, yeah, I would have liked to have tried that. Well, then you should vote for Andrew because all the lobbyists for those banks made campaign contributions so they couldn't go bankrupt. So if you think they should go bankrupt, then you still should take them. Bill Clinton was campaigning for the guy that was running for John Murtha's seat, the Democrat in Pennsylvania, after John Murtha died. And he was speaking to a group like this, and he said, how many people are you going to walk by in the next 3 weeks? And people thought about that. He said, don't walk by them. Don't walk by them. And I'm telling you, you've got an argument right here that will get people to vote for Andrew. And I'm telling you, you're not going to have another chance. In most campaigns, both candidates take PAC money. In most campaigns, both candidates will take money from a bank or an oil company or insurance company or a pharmaceutical company. They don't care. But it does have strings on it. So most people want to get elected, they'll accept the strings, and then they won't be representing the people. You've got an argument right here, and it's one of the few chances that these people that you talk to will ever have to do something about big money in politics. They can't squander this chance. And you can't squander it either. Something else that you might hear, they might say something like, well, all right, money in politics, that's one thing. Where does he stand on everything else? Insurance or health care? Where does he stand on health care? Where does he stand on education? Well, Andrew actually has phenomenal positions on all of these things. But the main thing you should say is, you're not going to get health reform as long as the insurance companies and the pharmaceutical companies are writing the laws in Washington, and they're writing those laws. They're writing those laws because they make those campaign contributions. They buy it. You're not going to get a clean environment. You want a clean environment? Most people do. Most Democrats do. Most people do. You want a clean environment? That's an important issue to you. Well, you're not going to get a clean environment as long as the oil companies are writing our energy laws. And the reason they're writing their energy laws is because they bought it. It's because of the money. You want education for kids. Most Democrats want education for kids because we're smart. We know that that's the way to have long-term, valuable, fruitful, sustaining, satisfactory lives for people, and also will lead to the most prosperity for our country, the strongest country. You want education for kids? Most Democrats do. Well, you're not going to get education for kids until you get money out of politics, because the money wants you to spend the money on something else. They want you to spend it on insurance, private insurance, or they want you to spend it on roads or transportation or something other than education. So if you want to get education for kids, you also have to get money out of politics. If each one of you talks to 10 people, that's not hard. I made 2,000 phone calls in the last 3 months. But if each one of you talks, in fact, this is what I'm asking you to do. I want you to do something. Do something. I mean, some of you are more comfortable calling friends and neighbors. Some of you are more comfortable writing an email to people. Some of you are going to be more comfortable, I don't know, waving signs or coming down to the office and making calls or helping Ann Collins. You shouldn't leave here without signing up. You're going to have to talk to a lot of people, and I want you to be able to say these things. Too much money in Washington. Yes, they agree. The only way to change it is to elect someone who doesn't take the money. There's only one candidate not taking the money, Andrew Romanoff. It's 3 parts. Most people can remember 3 things. So when you go talk to people and you say, I want you to vote for Andrew Romanoff because there's too much money in Washington, the only way to change it is to elect someone who doesn't take the money. Andrew Romanoff is the only guy not taking the money. Then you say that, probably say it 3 times, or we have a rule of 3 here. There's 3 things you're going to say them 3 times, and then ask them to tell other people. Ask them to tell other people. There's enough people here to make a significant difference in this campaign. We're going to win this campaign, but I think we're going to win by 1 vote. So I need all of you to get that.
That's right, yeah.